Call in, connect. To speak to Randi, call 561-270-3844. 561-270-3844.
In 2006 and again in 2008, South Dakota voters voted down ballot initiatives for a complete ban on abortions. Would you be willing to let the voters of the state decide the issue again?
No.
They decide the issue every single year when we come to legislative session. They vote for their representatives to come to session. We have passed many pro-life bills since I've been governor of the state of South Dakota. We've had heated debates and good discussions on the policy of what really is something that makes sure every life is precious in the state of South Dakota, that we're making sure that we are providing those types of resources and doing more even in the future to help those mothers and those families make sure that they're raising their babies or connecting them with families who would want to should they choose adoption.
Oh, please. We have 400,000 children in foster care right now. 400,000 children who don't have adoptive parents. And we're going to now have millions more. What could go wrong? You know, in Romania, they tried to ban abortion years ago with Ceausescu. And what happened was Romanian orphanages became hellholes. They became places of abject despair and filth. Right. That's what happened. So, this whole thing, every life is precious except for the living, breathing woman. Every life is precious except for the living, breathing rape victim. Every life is precious except yours, because this is what I believe. This is my religious belief, and I'm going to foist it upon you, like the coach on the 50-yard line. I just wonder, if he was praying to something other than Jesus, if it would still be okay. Just wondering. Anyway, she's all about having the government make the decision for an autonomous person, for a woman, for somebody who is a complete adult, an individual who is adult enough to get pregnant and therefore should be adult enough to determine her own future. Okay. So she's not willing to relinquish government control. So, what's really fascinating? Think about this. They're saying the decision should be made by the government closest to you. This is how they're celebrating the decision to punt it to the states, okay? Is they're saying, well, the states are closer to you. Well, what if we actually punted from the state to the city? That's even closer to you. And then you could go fight City Hall for your abortion. Or how about your homeowners association? Here in Florida, they're very active. HOAs. Why not let, Brad from down the street make the decision? I mean, he's got, definite opinions on my landscaping and the color of mulch that I can use. Let Brad decide whether or not I should make it really close. This is such garbage. I mean, it's so garbagey because in the end, the government is still deciding a very personal, private decision for you. This is cruel. This is dark. This is dangerous. This is deadly. There is no question about that. And even Laura Trump, she got her talking points all mashed up. Okay, she actually made the pro-choice argument by mistake.
Even people who are very far left or were very far left would even admit that it was a terrible decision for a woman to have to make if she had to make the decision to have an abortion, and that it affects the woman, it affects the child, obviously in irreversible ways. But now it seems to be championed in a way, and people are advocating for you to have an abortion as opposed, Nicole, to giving you the choice to choose whatever you want. It's terrible, and it honestly seems like there's a moral decay that is set in our society, and I think it's contributed to some of that.
What? Some people are advocating for you to have an abortion, and I like it when you had your choice. What? Nobody was forcing anybody to do anything with regard to childbearing, but now they are. Now they're forcing you to have a pregnancy and to give birth. She just conflated the two arguments in her stupid little, and what's with the highlights? Are we doing that now? Just the ends? Is that what I'm supposed to do? Because, it's not bad. Just let me know. I mean, that's unbelievable. So you used to have the choice as a childbearing being You used to have the choice about whether or not you were going to stay pregnant after you found out you were pregnant and go all the way and give birth. Now you have no choice. Now you are forced to give birth. This is real handmade stuff, okay? Everybody gets it. In fact, all the polling shows that we're not for this. Americans are not for this. 67% of women are not for this. I will tell you, like 60% of all Americans are not for this. And yet this is happening. Why is this happening? Because we have a system that is rigged for the minority. We have a system that gerrymanders minorities into district seats in the House. We have a system that rigs the Electoral College so that minority states that have less population than some of our cities, statewide, they have less population than some of our cities do. They get, to cast all their ballots for whoever their majority picks in the Electoral College. And the Electoral College doesn't operate on whoever gets the most votes wins anymore, right? It just doesn't. And so we have minority rules in the presidency. And now we have minority rules in the Senate, with the filibuster requiring a 60-vote, majority to get any legislation passed, 67, a 3/4 majority to impeach anybody, and well, not to impeach them, but to remove anyone who's been impeached. And we have a rigged system that actually helps the minority lord over the majority. The whole thing is broken. You understand? The whole system is so broken because the minority is not for anything that the majority is for. The majority wants gun background checks, like the vast majority, like over 90% majority want background checks. The majority wants higher taxes on billionaires. The majority feels that a secretary to a Warren Buffett should not be paying more as a percentage of her salary and taxes as Warren Buffett does, because Warren Buffett makes his money off of capital gains, makes his money off money. And labor is taxed at a higher rate in this here country than money is. And a majority of Americans aren't for that. A majority of Americans want a higher minimum wage, a living wage. A majority of Americans are for legal abortion. A majority of Americans support gays doing whatever they want in the bedroom and support gay marriage. A majority of Americans want marijuana to be legalized. A majority of Americans believe Black Lives Matter. A majority of Americans believe vaccinations are good. Nobody wanted to mandate them, but we said that getting vaccinated was the key to unlocking the door to lockdowns, okay? Basically, this bull crap that America is a center-right nation is bull crap. America is liberal. America is progressive. That's why there's massive majorities. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to RandiRhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.